As a group, the leg is going to stay straight, and my force is going to be on the distal femur. If you went distal leg, you would be kicking in more knee flexion component. So we're going to stay distal femur. I like the pillow under the stomach for all prone stuff just to stabilize the low back. You can hold on to the table. Can you go ahead and just lift this leg straight up for me? Very good, and down. So I know he's a 3. You're not gonna have a ton of motion in this position for a lot of people. Usually clinically, I'll just do the modified version for most people anyways. We'll do that next. So go ahead and lift your leg for me again. I can give some stabilization to the pelvis here, and then hold, don't let me move you, breathe. And he's got a pretty good, strong contraction there. So I would give him a 5. If we wanna bias glute max, we're gonna put hamstrings on active insufficiency by bending the knee. Can you go ahead and lift the thigh, hold, don't let me move you, and breathe. And he's probably more like a 4+ here, taking the hamstrings out of the equation. Gravity eliminated would be in side lying, same exact thing. We're not gonna show that because we're running short on time. Go ahead and stand up for me, and you are gonna bend over the edge of the table. I would probably bring the table up for him a little bit more. Maybe let's just go like on your forearms. And then bring your feet kind of right under your hips, and you can bend the knees a little bit here. And then if we are doing the hip flexor group, then you're gonna leg straight, extend all the way back behind you. Are you able to lift?
Okay.
There we go. And he's able to come into full extension. Make sure he's not arching his low back. Hold, don't let me move you. Nice and strong there. Go ahead and come down. Bend the knee, and then same thing. You're gonna lift, and you lift higher. There we go. Come down a little bit. There we go. And then hold, don't let me move you. And nice and strong, I would give him a 5 for each of these. He probably has a little bit better muscle length, strength relationship in this position as opposed to being flat on the table. Because again, a lot of people have limited hip extension, and when you're lying prone on the table, you're basically at 0 already. And then hamstrings. I actually should have left you prone for hamstrings, my bad. And then if we are doing hamstrings, we are just gonna ask our patient, are you able to bend your knee? He's able to bend all the way. I'm going to have him go to about 45 degrees. Hold, don't let me move you. And nice and strong there, maybe a 4+, a slight break at the end. And then we can bias medial and lateral hamstrings. So if we're gonna do lateral hamstrings, we are gonna externally rotate the tibia and the femur slightly. And I was just making sure you guys are paying attention. The winner clearly is. My force is still going straight into knee extension. The rotation of the femur and the tibia will give me the bias that I need for lateral hamstring. Hold, don't let me move you. Very good. And then for the medial hamstring, we are now internally rotating both the femur and the tibia. Hold, don't let me move you. And he's pretty strong on all of those. 4+ was the lowest that I would have given him for any of those. With the biases, you do not need the active range of motion, just knee flexion is fine. You don't need to try and have them hold the bias. That's especially the tibial rotation would be very hard to control. So you can just have them flex the knee regardless of which test you're doing, and then you add the bias for them, have them hold that position, apply the resistance.
So on the practical, are we going to be asked to do both side, medial, lateral hamstring?
I will ask you to either do the group or one of the biases. You won't have to do all of them. Chances are I'll ask you to do a bias because I know how great you guys are. I have high expectations. So Why make it easy?
Fair.
All right, any questions about those?
So we flex the knee for the glute to put the hamstring in insufficient passive
Active
Active.
insufficiency.
to bypass the glute max, is that what you said?
So we are to isolate glute max.
Okay.
We're bending the knee to
Right.
put the hamstring in active insufficiency. You won't get as strong of a hamstring contraction here because it's actively insufficient, which means glute has to do most of the work.
Okay.
All right, we got 10 minutes to work on those. We will